gas prices continue to spike, hitting high levels for both consumers and businesses. But could the volatility of gas prices push consumers to invest in greener alternatives, such as renewable energy in the home? Emily, do you think this gas price rise, obviously it's bad news for consumers and businesses, but is there a possibility that it'll prompt a change in behaviour from individuals? Will people think, right, I'm going to put solar panels on now? You know, do you think it could push some kind of change?
Well, I think, basically everyone would like to have clean, affordable energy without the sort of price spikes that we've suddenly found that we're all having to respond to as a result of having that big reliance, as we still currently do, in terms of oil and gas for heating our homes and powering our transport. And renewable technologies do offer an alternative, but in themselves they're not sufficient, because you might say, well, what's going to happen if the wind doesn't blow or the sun doesn't shine? Aren't we similarly going to get those price spikes? So it absolutely needs to be combined with investment in things like smart grids to balance supply and demand better, but also in terms of energy storage, grid scale energy storage, so that we can store up the energy when the wind is blowing and then use it when the wind is blowing less.
You're nodding there, Dan.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I completely agree what Emily says. I mean, my interest really is in the home and buildings, I think. And from my perspective, there are some more expensive technologies, and I think that can run the risk of actually making people not want to participate. But there are cheaper things that can be done. Okay. I think from a consumer's perspective, there are some cheaper options and some more expensive ones too.
Well, yeah, and on that, I'm just going to take a look at a statistic I found really interesting. The average cost of a solar panel system is almost £6,000. That's 50% cheaper than 10 years ago. So it's really interesting how prices are coming down, but it's still a big outlay for an individual, isn't it?
In the first instance, we'd actually push people towards things that are easy to do, like insulation, for example, energy efficiency measures, maybe get a smart thermostat, look at which rooms you need energy in and which ones that you don't, aerated shower heads. There are some actual cheaper options, and also shopping around to buy renewable electricity from a supplier. And then there are some more expensive options as well. And I think things like heat pumps and zero emission boilers are going to play a huge role in this transition over the next decade too.
We've only got about 10 seconds, Emily. Have you got one little tip for consumers here?
I don't, 10 seconds, I don't know.
That was such an unfair question. I'm going to let you off the hook. Next time you come on, I might revisit that and give you a bit of chance to think. We're out of time, though. Emily and Dan, really good to see you both. Thanks very much indeed.